Wilson. Oh, that was good. Swain still good enough. Off the ball, Swain is free. Swain is owning this venue.
Wickham wide open. Sammy So continues.
It is the most wonderful time of the year for Signet WNBL fans, and today all eyes turn to Bendigo as the rampaging Spirit host the Sydney Flames. For many, this season's championship is Bendigo's to lose. They finished on top of the ladder with an 18-3 record, but as Kayla George said during the week, all teams in finals start at 0-0, and for the undermanned Flames, they have nothing to lose, and that looms as a dangerous proposition for the Bendigo Spirit. It's Bendigo and Sydney from a packed Red Energy Arena. The vibes are awesome as the semi-final series continues here. Hello and welcome wherever you're watching to the WNBL Finals on ESPN, brought to you by Ford. Ben Waterworth with you alongside two stars who know all about this time of the year. The reigning championship captain, Beck Cole, and one of Australia's preeminent coaches in basketball, Laurie Chiswick. Beck, you are, just getting the vibes of you beforehand, you are pumped.
I've already got tingles, and we had such a nail-biter last night. So the fact we get another semi-final game today, everyone grab your popcorn because we have MVPs, we have all-stars, and it's about to start in just a minute.
Well, the fact is it's been a long season. This season started in October. There's been highs, there's been lows. People have rode the wave, but it's all about the finals. It's here. Can't wait to see these two teams do battle.
And this is the final setup in the Signet WNBL for season 25. Last night, what a cracking contest it was between Perth and Townsville. Townsville getting the 1-zip series lead. So they're in position A. They have a home semi-final coming up, but all eyes now turn to Bendigo and Sydney, who finished first and fourth respectively at the end of the regular season. And all eyes in particular on the number 32 there, Sammy Wickham. Beck Cole, what a star of the competition she's been for a long time, and she was recognised on Monday night as the best player in the comp, the MVP.
And such a well-deserved title of MVP, and she's just a class act. Her three-point shot is just on another level. She finds her teammates, and then she just has this international experience. And how lucky are Bendigo to have the likes of someone like Sammy Wickham on their team.
Well, and the other thing, add to that experience, that leadership, is she is really enjoying her teammates, really enjoying her basketball, and you can tell by the way she plays, she is flourishing.
She really is. She is going to have an important role to play today. Megan Huswaite is courtside for us today, and she caught up with Sammy a little earlier on.
Well, Sammy, congratulations on a league and club MVP honours this week, but knowing you, I'm sure you're happy to get back to work in the office today.
Yeah, I mean, we play for finals, right? We play for that trophy, so super excited that it's starting now, and it was a fun night to get to celebrate with everybody and see everybody, but super excited for this.
How much do you get up for finals? You've played finals in every WNBL season. You've been a part of it, Perth, Townsville, and now Bendigo. Do you love the big stage?
Yeah, I think, like I said, this is, quite literally what you play for. Every game, all the prep, it's for these moments. It's to sort of get to the final one. So, yeah, game one, we're really excited to just put our best foot forward. We're taking it one game at a time. So, yeah, just really, really thrilled that it's here.
And just on Sydney, we know they're depleted, but we also know they are so tough and they're going to throw the kitchen sink at you today. How do you combat, I guess, that toughness and the nothing-to-lose mentality?
I mean, they've been resilient all year, from the very beginning, basically. That's part of, I think, what makes them great. So we know they're going to be tough. We know they're going to throw out different lineups, different matchups. But I think the one thing that you can guarantee is that they're going to work really, really hard. So we have to match and exceed that and just trust ourselves.
Yeah. Looking forward to seeing you and the Spirit in action today. Good luck.
Thanks.
A seventh finals appearance for Sammy Wickham for the Bendigo Spirit, Laurie. But now we have a look at Shanice Swain, who is one of the best young basketballers in this country. And she's playing in her first WNBL final series. And how of a mighty exciting prospect is that?
Well, it has been so fun to watch Shanice play this year. She can score, she's got playmaking abilities, and she's just so creative offensively. And she was named Sydney's MVP at their recent dinner. She is their top scorer, so she's going to have to bring all that skill and flash to this afternoon's game.
And she's been blessed to have a fit and healthy season. She's really taken the reins there at the Flames. She's grabbed the opportunity with two hands, and she's just really had a breakout season.
Hard to believe that she's still only 21 years of age. She'll have an important role to play, as will Isabella Brown-Catasano, who caught up with Megan a few moments earlier.
Well, Izza, the Flames have known for a couple of weeks that they're in finals. What's the feeling like heading into today?
Exciting. Everyone's excited, and yeah, we're looking forward to the challenge today.
How big a challenge is it, and what will it take?
Well, Bendigo obviously been the best team all season, so yeah, we'll just give them what we got and see what happens.
You are one of the great stories of the WNBL season. You've wanted to play in this league for a long time. You've done it as a rookie at 30 years old, and today you get to play in your first final. Is it excitement, all the emotions?
Yeah, just super exciting. Just exciting. It's exciting to be here. Excited to do it with these girls. And yeah, we'll see what happens.
We can't wait. Good luck and thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Cool, calm and collected is a brand Katasana as we turn our attention to two ornaments of the WNBL in Kayla George and Kelsey Griffin. 8 WNBL championships between these two superstars of the league, Bet Cole. Kayla missed the previous 3 games, but she's back, and what a handy return it is for the Sydney Flames.
She has, and I'm so glad we get to see George in finals action. And is she 100%? Probably not, but she is an outright trooper and warrior to get back on this stage.
And Kelsey, Laurie, what a star she still is.
Oh, well, there's so much to talk about with both of these players, but Kelsey, she is an exceptional rebounder. She's got great leadership qualities. She can score, defend. She was named in the WNBL All-Star second team, and she is just one of the many players on that Bendigo outfit that is going to have an effect in this game.
Hard to think of a person who's covered more kilometres in Australia over the past 48 hours than Megan Huswaite from Perth to Bendigo. Hello and welcome, Megan.
Hello team, it's great to be here, great to be in another time zone, but the crowd is building here at Red Energy Arena, and we know Bendigo fans have been craving finals for 10 years now. It's been a decade since they were last in postseason action, and how fitting that the WNBL games and assists record holder Kelly Wilson was in that last team alongside Kelsey Griffin. They'll be leading the Spirit here this afternoon. And then we know for Sydney, it's been a long time as well. It's been 7 years, and fittingly, Talia Tapai was part of the Flames' last championship under Cheryl Chambers. She's been at Canberra in the time since, and also had some time in New Zealand and some time away from the game. But it's great to see her back at the Flames and in the WNBL this year. So fitting that 3 players so synonymous with their 2 clubs will be back in action, leading them in finals action here this afternoon in Bendigo.
Thanks very much, Megan. Great to have you with us as part of our commentary team once again. So this is the head-to-head in the lead-up to tonight's semi-final. And Bendigo, like they've done to a lot of teams so far this season, Laurie, convincing winners. And in all 3 of those games, they had big leads at quarter time. 29-18 in round 3, 31-24 in round 10, and 28-21 in round 11. So hot start for Sydney is so important today.
Absolutely, and you know, that 20-point margin for all 3 of those games, and there for Bendigo there was lots of different scorers, top scorers, so that's why they're so hard to defend. So it'll be really important for Sydney to come out and get a good start. Let's
have a look at how the 2 teams will line up as we prepare for the tip-off here. There's your starting 5. It's been the starting 5 for most of the season, certainly since Kelsey Griffin's come back into the side and Casey Samuels-Beck has come off the bench. 4 of those 5 players very, very experienced in the WNBL, and Veronica Burton has been an awesome pickup.
Burton has been an amazing pickup for the Bendigo Spirit. She has really led the charge on offense, but also as defense. She was a nominee for Best Defensive Player of the Year. And what I love to see is experience can win you championships, and that's why Bendigo is so hard to defend.
And how about this for a story, Laurie? Bonnie Dees, who's only 18 years of age, playing her 19th WNBL game, started for the first time last week. She gets a start in the semi-final tonight.
Well, how exciting for her as such a young player, but she's earned her spot in there. And you can see that Sydney are going small ball again. I talked to Guy Malloy and I said he has redefined the definition of what small ball is like. But Kayla George, they're only big out there, and she's going to have to make sure she stays out of foul trouble.
Superstars everywhere as semi-final series game 1 between the Bendigo Spirit and the Flames is just moments away. Months of training, of toil and of hard work for these 2 teams, all boiling down to the next couple of weeks, and it starts now with this semi-final at Red Energy Arena. Terrific atmosphere. Kelsey Griffin spoke during the week about how the town of Bendigo has really got behind their team this season. Now they will have to find their voice. As we get underway, Whitcomb, the MVP, goes to work and immediately will head to the charity stripe.
That's just experience from Whitcomb. She got the ball and she knew that she had Izza on her, who's a great defender and will spend some time on her. But the way she just attacked her, really good start for Sammy. Averaging career high 90% from the free throw line this season. Also career high field goal percentage and three-point percentage. No wonder she was named MVP only a few nights ago. She gets the first points of this semi-final series. Great to have you with us wherever you're watching around the planet. Bendigo and Sydney. It's our first look at the Flames on offense here. And George has a wide open look for three.
And what a splash from George. That's got to feel good coming back for game one in the finals.
Well, it was really well executed and really well displayed by the Flames.
Play an important role tonight. Arguably Sydney's most important player back out on the floor after missing the previous 3 matches with a foot issue. 5 to shoot here for Kelly Wilson and the Spirit. Tolo catches, works her way into the lane, and that is an awesome basket from the star.
And what a matchup that is going to be tonight. Tolo v George, their Opal sister teammates. Seeing them go at it is going to be an exciting one.
Been a multiple Olympics together. Mariana Tolo and Kayla George. Here are the two on as if on cue. Swain, pick and roll action with George. He's firing. First rebound of the game for Sammy Whitcomb. Bendigo 3 in zip against the Flames this season. Pick and roll action doesn't work on that occasion for Bendigo. Brand Catasano for Dees with confidence. Can't hit the 3, and Burton brings down the rebound.
I like the intent from Sydney, how they're going to try and push the ball early, see if they can attack the defense.
Burton coming off 29 points against the Caps and a losing cause. As Wilson pulls the trigger, can't get it to go, so a few stops at both ends for the two respective sides across the past 60 seconds. Dees. George. Brand Catasano for George. That is awesome team basketball.
And that is what Sydney have missed in those last 3 games, is having George in that pick and roll. She's so crucial because not only can she shoot a 3, but she can roll to the basket after a great screen. And what a great block there from George.
Do that as well as reject. Timing personified. With double team there with Tapia. Whitcomb again works her way deep towards the basket. That one didn't come off. Swain. Yes!
Well, that's the sort of start that they wanted, that Guy Malloy would have hoped for. They're playing with a lot of confidence right now because, to be honest, they don't have anything to lose.
As Whitcomb tries to respond at the other end with her own triple, Dees brings down the rebound. Bonnie Dees last week in her first start, her first double-double as well. Over 10 rebounds.
Pretty tough for Dees to be defended by Burton, one of the best defenders in the competition.
Kayla George has returned and is making an immediate impact. Brand Catasano for George, who is hot. Can't get that one to go. Good teamwork from Griffin and Whitcomb. Both those two players, Griffin and Whitcomb, have spoken about how good it is to play together in a final series. A prospect of that. They start now, and Whitcomb adds another 2 points to her tally.
And that was too easy. Whitcomb just went straight down the middle and got an easy layup. So they need to make sure they're tiring Sammy down and making her shots hard.
You know, Swain is fearless to shoot from beyond the arc. And an early foul is called at Red Energy Arena.
Interestingly, this is the first time Sydney have actually played in Bendigo this season. They had their 2 games at Sydney, and then that 3rd game was actually in Mildura.
Swain took on Tolo, beat Tolo, and got the 2.
How explosive is Swain on that first step?
It has been a lethal guard combination, Swain and Tapia, throughout the back half of this WNBL campaign. Pick and roll here, well read Tapia.
What I love about Toupe is she can defend 1 through 4. She's got a couple of deflections already on Griffin in that pick and roll, and she will be a crucial player on the floor at both ends tonight for the Flames.
George catches one-on-one here with Griffin. Banks it in, count the points, and she'll go to the line for an extra.
I tell you what, Sydney are really focused right now. They're looking at mismatches. They're setting really good screens. They're really good decision-making. I mean, that was just an excellent pass, a good angle pass from Isabran Canisano into Kayla George.
Game number 370 in the WNBL for Kayla George, and she's made a great start to it. 8 points in 4 minutes of action. Bendigo down by 7. Good to think about early. Whitcomb, aggressive. Wanted the foul call, but she'll take the 2.
Flames just need to make sure that they have split line, because right now they're getting easy baseline drives from the Spirit, so they need that extra help and extra coverage.
Flames showing good patience on offense early. Brancatisano, Dees has to put it up. Misfires. Tolo bringing down the board. Burton goes to work. That's Swain's explosiveness. Burton certainly has that too for the Spirit. The roll, the points for Tolo, and she can make it a 3-point play.
That's so nice. The use of that pick and roll and that little bounce pass into the big, the timing of it. You can see Tolo really rolling strongly and then finishing with 3 players on her. That's what they're going to have to continue to do, and Sydney are really going to have to think about that screen and roll defense.
Returning to the WNBL this season, the first time since 2020 after 3 seasons in Europe, and what a crucial member of this dominant Bendigo outfit Mariana Tolo has been. As we head courtside to Megan Husway.
Well, that's right, Ben. It is her 11th season in the WNBL, and her finals record is as good as anyone. She's just missed on 3 occasions, 6 grand finals, 4 championships. She's a proven winner, and it's so great to see her back in post-season action, this time with the Bendigo Spirit.
100%, Megan. And we talked about experience off air, Beck, in terms of the Bendigo Spirit, their starting 5 outside of Burton, 4 of the most experienced players in the competition, let alone on the Bendigo Spirit roster. And how important is that going to be for the Bendigo Spirit in this semi-final series?
It's going to be massive. I think at the start of the season they might have copped a little bit of slack for having older players, but that is what wins you championships. And look, Abby Werra, she also provides experience. She won the 6th Women of the Year, and she's been amazing off the bench. She's been part of the Spirit for quite some time, but having all these leaders on the court from the 1 through to the 5, it makes such a difference out there on the court in pressure situations.
Great first entry on the court there from Werrung as Swain put up the 3-point attempt and missed. Bendigo been able to hit back. Little 6-zip run here. Miscommunication there between Whitcomb and Tolo. Swain pounced. Lobbing it in, hoping for a teammate. Kenna Dale is seeing some early court time here. George with authority. Another strong layup from Kayla G.
I think she recognized Abby Werrung in that fast break situation, but talk about fast break situation. Great finish and great kick ahead for Mariana Tolo. But Kayla recognized that Abby Werrung was all over her, and she just caught it and went that last time down the floor. 7
points early stages for Mariana Tolo. Big talking point in the lead up to this game. The height mismatch. Tolo will try to make the most of that, no doubt. Brancatisano taking on Whitcomb. Back out for Tapia. 4 to shoot. Talia Tapia has to put it up. Didn't have much room to work with. Casey Samuels on the floor. Good defensive play from her. Whitcomb is hot early.
And if Flames do miss a shot, that's again a crucial mistake from the Flames there. But they need to get down in transition and pick the ball up early. Bendigo have too many shooters, just like that. Casey Samuels, that's what she's been doing all season.
Well, any mistakes that you make in front of Bendigo, they are going to capitalize on it, whether it's an offensive rebound, a turnover. They've just got too many weapons.
Just when Sydney thought they're off to a good start, Bendigo put a 13-2 run on the Sydney Flames and forces a timeout from coach Guy Malloy. Bendigo 21, the Sydney Flames 15. Early stages here at the Red Energy Arena. Terrific atmosphere as well at the Red Energy Arena.
Because if you're in front of the ball and the ball's back here and the ball's coming, remember, I want you to run and come back up to the elbow.
I keep hearing two from my phone.
And I'm saying get through, right? Because now I want this, and then you're on the reverse. Okay. On this play here, I want to make sure Bonnie get the first pass to Mac. We're running the two. Get Swaino through. When Kayla comes up to set the pick, get the ball reversed there to Bonnie. Now after we do that, cut, and hey, throw the ball to Mac in the corner. When we pin down for Kayla, you're going to curl it. Right? We're going to feed Kayla on the curl. Let's go.
You've got it from the horse's mouth there, what to watch out for from the next play. Weekends are for basketball and for families, and the best way to conquer the weekend is in a Ford Everest, the 7-seater SUV with room for the whole team. See your local Ford dealer to find the one to fit your family. Let's head to Megan Huswaite.
Well, it's very hot here at Red Energy Arena, but ice is being applied to Veronica Burton's right shoulder. A little bit of a complaint there. She's being seen by Dr. Jess Foley, who is the Spirit team doctor, but of course a former WNBL star herself, so we'll keep an eye on her on the bench.
Thank you very much, Megan. We'll keep a very close eye on that as Burton does drive aggressively towards the rack and draws the contact.
And another situation where Flames are unfortunate and missed the shot down the other end, but then Burton just went coast to coast. What they need to do is, it might not be your player, but you need to pick up the ball before half court because Bendigo are just too strong in transition.
Named to the All-WNBL second team a few nights ago, Veronica Burton, 16 times she's had 10 points or more, averaging the 15 per game, 84% free throw shooter. Bendigo haven't been renowned in recent seasons for specifically targeting big-name imports. My word, have they nailed the signing of Veronica Burton this season. Swain fading away, falling short, and things just starting to click on defence for Bendigo. And at the other end, Burton is hot.
Wow, you can just see that, exactly what you said, Beck, that rebound, and just ran and pushed the ball up and took it straight to the basket all the way coast to coast.
4 points for Burton, 2 assists to go with that. What a run this has been from Bendigo. Swain trying to generate some momentum for Sydney. They did lead 13-8 just a few minutes ago. Now Bendigo lead by 10. Werung, Samuels. Wickham with a strong rebound. One of that Spalding more than anyone else. And Burton is denied initially by Dale. Referee with a late-ish whistle, and the foul is called.
That's got to inspire your team. If your MVP, your top scorer, your most experienced player comes across to get a rebound and amongst the tall timber, that's got to be inspirational.
Most valuable player, Sammy Wickham. For the 25 WNBL season, Veronica Burton at the line once again. Bendigo, the #1 team in the competition for free throw percentage, 85% they've gone out throughout the season. Second best offensive team, and most importantly, the best defensive team, conceding just 73 points per game this season.
Well, you said that, you mentioned that she was, Burton was in the All-Star second team. She was also awarded the Golden Hands Award.
Yes.
When you look at 4.7 assists, 1.9 steals per game. So that's a great award to have. Have you ever had that award, Beck? Golden Hands? You've had a lot.
I've been up there with assists, but I don't think ever Golden Hands. That is just an award that is amazing because not only does it take into consideration your assists, it also is, and your steals, it's also about not turning the ball over. And Burton is a credit to that. She's a great point guard that looks after the ball.
George catches. Bit of a mismatch here on Werung. Not a lot of movement around the perimeter, though. And Wilson, determined, keeps it alive, and Bendigo win the ball back. Werung flips it into the corner. Just off target on that occasion was Booth. He's having some early minutes here. Samuels! No foul called. She can have another crack here. Casey Samuels.
Talk about persistence at the old boards, the Bendigo Spirit.
Offensive foul is called on Bendigo. A reprieve for Sydney, for it has all been Bendigo since the 5-minute mark of this first quarter.
I'd like to see an offensive play from the Flames, just where they're getting the ball moving, they're getting a reversal. Look at the inside, outside. They've just looked a little stagnant in this last few minutes.
And they get a late bucket here just before quarter time, Sydney. Can Swain make something happen? Takes on Griffin, kicks it out. Pittman on the floor, in and out. Flames really would have loved that one to go down. And Bendigo can make them pay here as the clock ticks down. Wilson, Griffin with George in her face. George might have got a little hand in there. Did that shot get off before the buzzer? Doesn't matter in the end. It is a Bendigo fight back that has to be admired. 27-15 at quarter time. Second quarter action coming up on the other side of this from Red Energy Arena. Well, it was a hot start from the Sydney Flames, the underdogs in this semi-final series against Bendigo. They led 13-8 at one stage, but Bendigo, the top team in the competition, flipped the script halfway through the first, and they hold a 27-15 lead at quarter time. Let's head courtside to Megan Hustwaite, who was listening in to Guy Malloy in the Sydney Flames. Megan.
I sure was, and Guy Malloy is the most experienced coach in the league, and it shone through at that quarter-time break, which was so timely for Sydney. He told his players just to calm down and take a breath. They need some composure offensively. He feels they're getting some good shots, but they need to stay with the process, get organised, calm down, and in the end of that first quarter, they've just gone away a bit from what they worked on during the week.
Well, Brancatisano gives Sydney the perfect start to the second quarter. Field goal percentage in that first quarter, 35% Sydney, Bendigo 47%. Sydney, number one turnover team in the comp, that actually had less turnovers, so it's just a case of field goal percentage as Wickham continues her brilliant start to this game. She has 11 points.
Well, the other stat that stood out for me, Ben, was that Bendigo had 6 offensive rebounds, and you have to assume that anytime they get an old board, they're probably going to end up scoring out of it.
Sway banks it in for 2. Yamaya Morris also on the floor for the first time. Didn't play a minute in the first quarter, the Flames' tallest player.
And she'll be important to come in. George hasn't played in 3 weeks or so, and she will still be getting her legs underneath her. And you can tell it's tiring. This is a fast game up and down, so Morris will need to come in and really have intention and purpose on both ends of the floor.
Foul called there on Brancatisano. Sammy Whitcomb not too pleased with the attention from Brancatisano. But there is Morris, who has the matchup now on Mariana Tolo. Really important member of this Sydney Flames team. And in the first game of the season she played against Bendigo, she had 19 points, 9 rebounds and 5 blocks. Whitcomb trying to kick it out. Griffin just gets hands to it. And in the corner is Booth. Can't get that one to go. Sydney ball off the rebound. Burton, rather, who put up that shot.
Bendigo did a great job of just their ball movement, their vision to find Burton wide open. So much time. She probably had too much time to shoot it.
Brancatisano for Swain. Gets inside, was hoping for Morris. Just fumbled at the wrong time. Uriah Morris. Averaging at 8 points per game, but when she does put it up, Uriah Morris, she hits most of the time. 65% field goal percentage this season. Bendigo by 11. Tolo sets the screen here for Wilson. For Griffin, now for Tolo. Takes on Morris, and Morris got a hand in there, but it was a foul. And Mariana Tolo will head to the charity stripe.
Well, Morris actually isn't 100% either. You know, she's missed a couple of games, but she has bone bruising. You can see her heavily strapped on that knee, and apparently it's painful, but she can't do any more damage, so she wanted to be out there and help contribute to the team.
Stay powered with Signet, Australia's favourite power bank brand. Keep your devices charged and never miss a moment. Visit signet.com to find your perfect power bank. Tolo converts an 81% free throw shooter this season. Mariana Tolo. 31-19 lead here for Bendigo. Signet WNBL semi-final series on your telly. Great to have you with us wherever you're watching. Here is Swain v. Burton. What a matchup that is. What a spin from Swain. That deserved to go in. Just fell a little short. Burton at the other end behind the back. Tolo. Wilson. The experienced campaigners combine. Wilson, though, is called for the travel. Game number 473 tonight for Kelly Wilson. Have a look at Shanice Swain.
That's not a good sign.
She's feeling that left leg. She's staying out there for the time being, but you can see her running the baseline now, far from 100%.
She doesn't look good. This is not like Swain. Swain is a player that keeps on going, but she's grimacing, walking off the court.
That is a major blow. They are already today without Celeste Taylor, Michaela Ruth, Emma Clark, all out with season-ending injuries. Here's Shanice Swain. Reasonably innocuous from that angle. She's getting some attention on the sidelines now. Sydney Flames fans, players, coaches with all their fingers and toes crossed. Tapia can't connect from deep 2 range. Good hand in there from Tapia, who hit the floor. Unfortunately couldn't get the clean steal. Whitcomb kicks it out. Kelly Wilson with a look for 3.
And Spirit just doing what they do best, moving the ball well, finding each other open. And that's the second steal they've got on the baseline. And Vernon saying, thank you very much, Kelly Wilson. That is all you.
Well, imagine getting your 3-point shot, then turning around and getting a steal and setting your teammates up. Kelly Wilson, keep going.
Timeout called here at the Red Energy Arena. Bendigo 37, Sydney 19.
steal a breaker through. Okay.
Side on the second side, playing out a middle kick.
Remember to attack it to the middle and get it flattened. So when you come off Maya, get a good roll. When we get to here, let's run kick, kick into an L. Kick, kick into an L, and then cut the score. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Dig in here.
The Bendigo Spirit looking sharp here in this semi-final against the Sydney Flames. Sharp offensively and defensively. Kelly Wilson hitting the three, getting the steal, then setting up Veronica Burton to hit her first triple. She has 9 points and Bendigo out to an 18-point lead. Trailed by 5 halfway through the first. It has been some sort of blitz across the past 10 minutes of action. George fades away, and nothing is dropping for Sydney at the offensive end of the floor. Tolo. Wilson. Burton is screaming for it. Tapia quick to guard her, though. 10 on the shot clock for Veronica Burton to work with. Steps back. In and out. And a rare stop for Sydney.
That was a good block up by Morris, and they're going to have to continue to do that every single time. Find a body, make contact.
Bendigo going at 52% from the field, Sydney going at 38%. Good hands in there from Burton, gives Tapia some of her own medicine. Tapia's hands have been good defensively in this game, as if on cue.
There you go. Well spoken, Ben.
Beautiful read from Talia Tapia. There's a mountain of work for Sydney to do, and still Shanice Swain off the floor. You saw her favouring her left leg a couple of minutes ago. Immediately coming from the floor for some attention. Megan will no doubt keep us up to date courtside. Samuels looked flat off the hand, but Whitcomb has the long rebound. Fresh 14 seconds for Bendigo. And then Whitcomb fires and connects. 21-point lead for the Spirit.
And you need to stay attached to Whitcomb on those pick and rolls. You can't give her any space, or that shot is going up.
Takes her tally to 14 points. Tapia for George. She's well off target, but Morris couldn't get the second chance opportunity. What a run this has been from Bendigo. Whitcomb, the desperation on defense was awesome. Keeps it alive. Burton drives, scores. This is the best team in the competition. We're watching in full flight right now.
What a crossover from Burton. She really set her player up. Got her on the crossover with a nice layup. Isn't she on one tonight?
Lob pass in here for Morris. Didn't quite work. 5 to shoot here for Sydney. Brancatisano bounces it in for Morris. Hooks it in for 2. Much needed basket. Let's head courtside to Megan Huswaite. Megan, what's the latest for Shanice Swain from your perspective?
Well, Shanice Swain has gone down to the Sydney rooms, and Sydney support staff have emerged and went and asked for the help of Bendigo team Dr. Jess Foley. So they're in there treating her at the moment. When they emerge from the rooms, I'll have another update for you.
Thank you very much, Megan. Hopefully all okay for Shanice Swain. We'll keep you up to date. Beautiful pass from Dees. Morris trying to reach over Tolo for the rebound, but no love there. Whitcomb kicking it out. Werung. Burton. It's the screen from Tolo. Gets it. Werung. Whitcomb. 7 to shoot. Sammy's in real MVP-like form, isn't she?
Just a little jab step, come back and shoot it so confidently. As we know, we've seen her do that over and over again.
She's 3 of 5 from three-point territory, Sammy Whitcomb. Eyeing a big statement in semi-final series game 1. Finally, for Talia Tapia, she connects her first points of the game.
And I'm glad she pulled up there. She's had that opportunity. Well,
I'm glad that Sammy Whitcomb pulled up as well.
What can you say about Sammy? But Tupaia just, there were a couple times I thought she passed it when she could have shot it, and I like that pull up from her.
And she needs to be aggressive. She's a great threat out there. She's so crafty. She's so strong. She can shoot from outside like we just saw then. She is a threat. And now that her teammate Swain is down, we really need to see her step up.
We have seen her in the past few weeks step up. Offensive foul is called against the Spirit as Brian Catasano hit the floor. We certainly saw Talia Tupaia step up offensively in recent times, with particularly Celeste Taylor. The first game that Celeste Taylor missed, so Talia Tupaia really step up there. Now with Swain off the floor, who knows for how long. Big task for her. Sammy Whitcomb takes in some deep breaths and gets a well-deserved break on the bench. Cherie Kalea on the floor here. Dale against her old side, playing for the Bendigo Spirit. Mid-season acquisition for the Sydney Flames. Can't connect from long range. Samuels, she's deadly from that territory.
Well, we do have to remember Sydney is without Celeste Taylor, and she averages almost 11 points again. It's just that another scoring option for them, so she's being missed right now.
That is almost a great rebound from Dees, but Elsie Griffin is one of the best rebounders we've seen in the WNBL. Stepping back. That one doesn't drop for the Spirit. Final 2 minutes of action at the Red Energy Arena. Dees this time steps back. Oh, that looked good off the hand. In and out. Almost personifies the first half for the Sydney Flames.
And the Flames, they just haven't been shooting the three ball, you know, as they would expect so far this half. So I think they need to look at some off-ball screening action, get some inside-outside, see the ball go through the rim first, and then you can go to those shots.
Missed shot there from Samuels. And a little mismatch down the floor here. George, blink and you would have missed the pass, and it was almost too fast in the end for Pittman.
I'm not sure Kayla knew that she had Abby Warung on her. She could have just really backed her down and finished strongly.
Wilson, Griffin. Feeding Warung here. And draws the contact and will head to the free throw line. So Abby Warung will head to the free throw line, the 6th woman of the year this WNBL season. Calling all sports teams, say goodbye to travel headaches and hello to CTM Sport, who are 100% committed to delivering excellence in their field. Leave the logistics to the travel experts so your athletes can focus on what they do best. Learn more at ctmsport.com.au. Missed just one free throw this season, Abby Warung, prior to that one just then. Final minutes in the Red Energy Arena. Pittman, Kalea. Dale's cutting baseline, but great patience shown, and Kayla George, I reckon 9 times out of 10 would have hit that reverse. Really good on that occasion. 8-second differential between the two clocks as we tick towards halftime. Warung, so explosive and athletic. Wilson with 5 to shoot here. Gets around Pittman, put up the shot. Good defense there from Pittman. As Laurie and Beck both mentioned, Pittman one of their best defensive players. Kalea takes on Wilson with confidence, kicks it out. Pittman quickly gets the shot off. That is a really important buzzer beater for Sydney. Pittman off the bench, gets the 2 and just gives the Flames a little bit of momentum at halftime. It's Bendigo 51, Sydney 28, halftime of this semi-final series. Hot start from the Bendigo Spirit, as Mariana Tolo has caught up with Megan Huswaite courtside.
Well, Tolo, it is hot in this stadium, and Bendigo are in some hot form heading into halftime. Sydney started strongly, but you've been able to repel them.
yeah, it helps when you have someone as phenomenal as Sammy Whitcomb, the MVP in your team. She can just light it up and change things for the game. And yeah, I think that's the beauty of our team. We have so many different attacking mechanisms, and yeah, and that just shows with the scoreline that we've got 51 points and they're on 28.
Well, we've seen Burton get into the offense as well as yourself. So are we seeing the best of Bendigo and the shared load?
Oh, definitely not. I think, since our break, we're getting better and better. Had the tough loss against Canberra last week, and that kind of gave us the kick up the butt we needed to get our stuff into gear and really work hard this week going into finals. We definitely haven't seen the best yet, and we can see from the game last night there are going to be some really tough opponents in the grand final. Not that we've got there yet, because we still have to beat Sydney, and they can show that they're a really, really good team with phenomenal scoring, and so we have to focus for this half and then the next couple of games as well.
Scary but exciting. Thanks, Tolo. We'll let you get in there. Before I hand back to the guys, just an update. We'll let you go, Tolo, on Shanice Swain. She does have a knee complaint. It has been taped, and the club is hopeful she'll get back on court in the second half, which is great news for Sydney.
Thanks very much, Megan. That is a promising update. Bendigo 51 leading the Sydney Flames 28. We'll have some halftime analysis coming up on the other side of the break. Half time of this Signet WNBL Semi-final series game 1, and the Bendigo Spirit showing why they have been the most dominant team across the regular season. They hold a 51-28 lead over the Sydney Flames. Hello and welcome back to the WNBL Finals Series on ESPN, brought to you by 4. Ben Waterworth with you alongside Beck Cole and Laurie Chiswick as we start to have a look at the first half highlights, and there's a lot of Bendigo highlights to savour as well. They have been absolutely outstanding so far.
They really have. Like you said, Ben, they're showing why they are the minor premiers right now. Their ball movement is absolutely stunning. Everyone is getting the touch, 2 feet in the paint, inside, outside, finding the open players. They've just been on top class tonight, and they're showing that they're looking for a 100-point game.
It's been pretty scary almost, Laurie, how they were able to flick the switch so quickly. They were down by 5 points midway through that first quarter, and it has been some sort of blitz since then.
Well, I think that's the result of having so many options, scoring and defensively. And I tell you what, what's impressed me is you've got your oldest players, Kelly Wilson, diving on loose balls, going into the stands. You've got Sammy Whitcomb coming up with some great rebounds. That's got to be inspiring for everybody. And that just shows the intensity that they have and how they want to get this win.
They have been brilliant so far, the Bendigo Spirit. Just a quick word on the Flames, Beck. Is there anything you want to see from the Flames from the second half?
They're obviously low on numbers, and it's not one person that's going to get them back in this game. They do need to do this as a team, especially on the defensive end. But for me, let's change it up. Do we get a trap? Do we try a press? Do we go a zone? Let's junk it up.
Well, let's see how that all pans out. There are some of your leading stat getters so far. Sammy Whitcomb, just a lazy 20 points at halftime in a semi-final. She is keen for her first WNBL championship. We do want to have a look, though, at Veronica Burton. She has 11 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. It's been the complete game so far from Veronica Burton, Laurie. She is contributing so well at both ends of the floor at the moment.
Well, I just thought that at stages of that first half, she looked like she wanted the ball in her hands. Give it to me. I can do something. I can create something. I can get a rebound. I can go coast to coast. I just thought she was exceptional in what she did. You know, we talk about her as a defensive player all the time, but she is bringing so much to the offensive end.
And Mariana Tolo for the Bendigo Spirit, back with the Spirit this season after 3 seasons away back from the WNBL. She just continues to do what she does best. She's such a presence in the post for the Bendigo Spirit.
She really is. She has that big, strong body, and once she's inside, you can't move her. And what I love about Tolo is that she just does the little things for her team, and whether that's scoring or it's rebounding, she's also such a great passer, and she can change shots on the defensive end as well.
Well, it's halftime here, 51-28 lead for the Bendigo Spirit over the Sydney Flames. Let's look back at the final regular round season of the WNBL and check out the top 5 plays.
Great first entry into the game.
5 to shoot here for Swain, who gets the screen from Morris and hits it all night long from deep.
Tapaya's got to go. Makes it.
Another contested shot, but that was a great finish by Tapaya.
It's still alive for the Fire. The seconds tick down. Nia Coffey has drawn scores level. As two to contend with it, stolen away by Amir here. Chimatoni! Oh my God! She's nailed it from outside the arc, and Perth have come from nowhere to hit the front.
It's always difficult when you're trying to move clubs. I had a really great experience in Townsville. It was just probably a little bit too far from home. So I think it was trying to find a place that I felt like was going to be really good for me basketball-wise and comfortable, as well as for my family. And Bendigo just felt like a really good option. Everybody shows up, works really hard, has a lot of fun, which I think is what you want. And there's a few of the players that I'm familiar with and that I've always really wanted to play with. And so from that aspect, it was a really obvious choice. It's hard for me to say. I've always wanted to play with Kelsey. I've always really, really wanted to play with KG. I've admired her from a distance for a long time. But in saying that, like, I really respect Kelly as well. Played with Tola before, but I've never played with her in WNBL. So there's a few people that I really want to play with. They have that core group that have really great chemistry. So it's been really seamless for me to sort of just come and be a part of that on the court and off the court, which has been really nice. It's a really competitive group, but it's a group that, like I said, has a lot of fun, enjoys being competitive, enjoys that side of it, and just likes to show up every single day and get a little bit better. And so it's just been a really, really fun space to come to work every day. And then, yeah, I think I'm really excited about bringing my family to kind of a country town. I'm a little bit slower paced. We can get outside and explore, and there's a great little community there. So yeah, we're really excited. I'm a mom. I am. I love my boys. I love being a mom. I love being a wife. I love just being with my family. And honestly, like, I love basketball, but I love not thinking about basketball for a while too, and having something so special and amazing that it makes the basketball, you know, lighter, and it gives me a bit of perspective on that. And I think that's made me a better basketball player.
And what a move it has been for Sammy Whitcomb, culminating, well, maybe not culminating, certainly one step of the culmination in an MVP on Monday night, but she wants her first WNBL championship. She has 20 points at halftime here in the Red Energy Arena, with her team leading 51-28 over the Sydney Flames. A lazy 20 points for Sammy Whitcomb. You may notice today the players from both teams have a purple band around the top of their singlet. This band is a powerful symbol of support for survivors of domestic violence. This season, the WNBL, its clubs, its athletes and the Players Association have united to raise awareness around this critical issue, because enough is enough. And a life free from violence is possible, and when everyone plays a role, real change happens. Learn how you can be part of the solution by visiting Full Stop Australia. Number and QR code on your screen right now. Let's head courtside to Megan Huswaite. Hello, Megan.
Hello, Ben. I'm happy to report that Shanice Swain has emerged from the rooms at halftime and will take her place to start this second half. Her left knee is heavily strapped, as you'll be able to see on screen. The other leg has got that full leg in, but it's great to see Shanice back here. We've got an Opal squad being announced very soon, and of course her WNBA ambitions with the Sparks. I spoke quickly to assistant coach Renee Garlop, and Sydney want to be tougher defensively and get some better shots. They're getting good shots, but some better shots, and try and work on that in this second half.
Thanks very much for your insight, Megan. Great to have you with us wherever you're watching WNBL Finals action. What a pass from Tapia, and the cut was hard there from Brancatisano, and she's been able to draw the foul and will head to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
Brancatisano just recognized that she was being overplayed, hands in the passing lane, so a nice strong backdoor cut and a good pass to follow up.
Back in the WNBL for the first time in almost 10 seasons. She had one season with the old West Coast Waves, one with the old Southeast Queensland Stars. 10 years between WNBL seasons. Guy Malloy said during the week, it's a great story because she's a 30-year-old rookie and her ambition was always to play in the WNBL. Had to cancel a contract she had in New Zealand, and she has been a tough little competitor for the Sydney Flames. Beck, I know you've come up against her in the NBL 1 prior to this season as well, and a wonderful story of persistence, is it?
It really is. It just shows that if you stick with it, you have fun, you work hard, your dreams can come true. And as we see there, she's just a pocket rocket. She always is defending, getting up in the grill, and on the offensive end, she just shoots those threes. And unfortunately, as we see there, it doesn't look like Swain really, we see tears in her eyes. I really hope she's okay. She does have such a big year ahead, but I'm sure we might hear more.
We can see Renee Garlop on camera there, and when I spoke to Isa Brancatisano, she said Renee is a big part of her shooting the ball and the confidence that she has, and you know, that's been a big part of her game and improvement this season.
Not good signs there. Shanice Swain barely lasting a minute on the floor and then having to go back to the bench. Pittman for Tapia. It was a pretty good look here, Talia Tapia, and she knocks it down.
And as you talked about Beck earlier in that first half, she's going to have to do that. She's going to have to take a bit of that scoring load.
Bendigo led by as much as 27. Sydney have cut that to 19. Heavy defence there from Dees on Whitcomb. Foul was called before the Whitcomb shot, so a baseline ball coming up for Bendigo Spirit.
And off that play, Sammy loves to get it and rip and drive left baseline. I know when that was my scout, I was having to really move my feet real quick and force her back middle.
How does Dees play her this time? She goes along the baseline. This time she earns the shooting foul and will head to the line. Have a couple of looks.
It was much better split line help there from Tapia. She just dropped her hands though, and we see Sammy at the line now where she shoots that free throw at almost 90%.
Averaging the 21 points per game this season. Also had a triple-double against Perth earlier this year. 16, 13, 10. 12 times she's had 20 or more points in a game this season, Sammy Whitcomb. Make it 13 with today. And the Flames muster here. Shanice Swain again off the floor. Ella George powering on. Has to step up her leadership again. Hands it for Bran Catasano. Trying to kick it out for Pittman, but Burton read that so well. Behind the back goes the star import. Couldn't get that one to go. And good clean defense called by the ref there by the Flames. Tapia pulls up for a long three. Feeling it after hitting the triple minute or so ago. Couldn't connect that time.
I don't really mind that shot. She had a couple of rebounders there. She had just hit a three. They're really light on and scoring options, so don't mind that shot.
Flames hit the floor. Burton can't find the bottom of the net. George brings down the rebound. Bendigo leading 52-32. 7.5 left in the third. The foul is called. Chance for us to cross down courtside to Megan Huswaite, who has an update on Shanice Swain.
Yeah, very sad scenes here on the Sydney bench. Shanice Swain still with tears in her eyes. Bendigo have lent some ice packs to Sydney. Izza just coming off the bench and giving Swain a hug at the end of the bench. So she's now got some ice taped onto that left knee, and she's got the training top on. So I think it would be safe to say she's done for this afternoon. Of course, we hope her health in the longer term is okay, and that's what's most important.
Yeah, very much so. Thanks, Megan. Massive shame for the Flames and a shame for the WNBL. In the meantime, Sammy Wickens also hit the floor after that contest. George unloads from way downtown, can't connect. Griffin brings down the rebound. Wickham back to her feet, but a little proppy. Keep our eyes on her. Tolo. Burton. Griffin backing down here on Dees. Back out for Burton, who's playing some sort of game.
She sure is. And Laurie, like you said, she passed it into Griffin. She then replaced, and she was asking for that ball back. She's feeling good, and I love the shots that she's creating for herself and others right now.
Second triple for Burton, taking her tally to 14 points for the night. George, quick pass inside. Martin on the floor. What a moment for her. Gets the two and can make it a three-point play.
And this is what I have loved about the Flames all season, is they have some young women in their team, and every time they come on, no matter if it's for 30 seconds or 30 minutes, they are going at 110%, giving it their all. And that's why I believe that they are fourth on the ladder, is they have a never say die attitude, and they're confident whenever they go on the court.
Well, they've been challenged so much this season with so many injuries, ins and outs, and players have been playing out of position. They've been playing in unfamiliar roles, but the coaching staff, Guy Malloy, Renee Goggop, they still find a way to gel this team and you know, put something on the floor.
55-34 lead here for the Bendigo Spirit. Caitlin Martin will head to the charity stripe. That was just her second field goal this season. Caitlin Martin. There is Shanice Swain on screen. Despondent, you can understand why. Her team down by 21 points. So Foot Locker is celebrating 50 years of sneakers. Celebrate 50 years and the current hoops season by grabbing the latest kicks and apparel at your nearest Foot Locker, the official major partner of the WNBL.
And you see right there why it's so crucial that George is back in these series. Again, we said they're lower numbers, especially now with Swain out. But George was rallying her group together and telling them, you could tell, believe in yourself, giving directions. And this is the leadership and the experience that the Flames definitely need.
Let's head to Megan Huswaite courtside.
Well, the benches are busy down here. Veronica Burton just having a little bit of treatment to her right arm, just below her elbow, a bit of a gash there, so a bit of a blood rule happening at the moment. So Bendigo just addressing that. Obviously, earlier she had some ice on that right shoulder, but we know it hasn't stopped her performance this afternoon.
Thanks, Megan. You have a look at those 5 players on screen. Abby Werung in for Burton at the moment, but Tolo, Wilson, Griffin and Whitcomb. And for the Sydney Flames, we just saw on screen then Bonnie Dees, Carla Pittman, Caitlin Martin with Tapia and George. No Shanice Swain at the moment. So Beck, you've talked about these young players. They bring the energy. It's almost a non-negotiable now when they've still got one game at least to play after that, but down by 21 points. There's a sense of no tomorrow for the Sydney Flames.
It really is. They just have to go out. They have to play ruthlessly, and they have nothing to lose. So whenever anyone comes on the court, they need to step up, bring their A game, take your open shots when they're there, make the extra pass. And on defense, let's pressure. Let's get up and in. Let's make it hard for the Bendigo Spirit.
Martin misses the three-point play opportunity to get back underway at the Red Energy Arena. Wilson goes to work. Tender shoots. Offensive foul is called.
I think that was an example right there, Beck, of what you were talking about. Up and in and forcing Kelly Wilson. A little bit of frustration there, trying to create some room. But exactly what you were saying.
Big confidence booster again for Caitlin Martin. She hits the field goal while drawing contact at one end, and at the other end forces the offensive foul from Kelly Wilson. Can that spark the Flames? George with Toller in her face. Didn't get that one to go, Kayla George. She's 1 of 4 from three-point land tonight. Wilson. Whitcomb. Tolo wants it in the post here, one-on-one with George. Whitcomb caught in 2 minds. Takes on Martin. Gets into the paint somehow. It was a tough shot in the end. Knocked out of the hands of the Flames, so it'll be a Sydney ball on their sideline.
And hasn't Martin just come on with a burst of energy? She got that great backdoor cut that you mentioned earlier, Laurie, and then she's gotten a steal. She just made a tough shot for Sammy Whitcomb. That's what they need.
You look at the lineup on the floor right now for Sydney, and you really have Kayla and Tapia that have any sort of experience.
Tapia pulls the trigger. That is a pretty three-point shot from Talia Tapia. Takes her tally to 11. Top scorer for Sydney. Bullet-like pass from Griffin to Whitcomb to Werung.
They are so good at the receiver spots. Baseline penetration, kick it out. Werung ready to shoot in the corner.
Loves that corner to Abby Werung. The most efficient three-point shooters in recent times of WNBL. George trying to thread the needle there to the cutting Martin. Didn't quite come off. George and Kelsey Griffin, we spoke about those two players pre-game. 8 WNBL championships between them. The matchup it is for the semi-final series. Burton back on the floor and has a real good look for 3. Can't get it to go, and a bit of hesitation there from the Flames. It's okay. Tolo almost grabbed the offensive rebound. Martin, George, Tapia. Looking for someone to cut or pass off. Finds Pittman in the end. Immediately recognised that it was well off target. 6 seconds to shoot. Didn't hit the rim. Tapia from the car park. Can't get it to go. Fresh 14 for Sydney. They reset. What can George muster? Trying to get it to Tapia. She gets it back, Talia Tapia. Can't bank it in. Pittman comes down with it still. Can't draw the contact either, so Spirit get away with one there. The Flames were persistent on offense.
You have to give some credit to these younger players that are on the court. They're bringing a high degree of energy, and sometimes that's all you need.
Another corner three from Abby Werrong.
Or you need an Abby Werrong shooting that shot from the corner.
She is 3 from 3 from three-point land tonight. Martin, George, 8 to shoot, using up the shot clock as much as possible. Great pass from George for Pittman, for Tapia, who connects. Grimaces, hopefully she's okay. Trying to lift her team. Talia Tapia draws the scores to 61, Bendigo, Sydney 40, as a timeout is called.
Like us in our sets right now. Take your time if it's in flow and you're off the pick and roll, and they're going to go underneath the screen, so you can stop behind it and look at it. Right, then we can play with it. You might be able to twist the pick and get a better one. I definitely like it when you roll hard, because that's going to take attention. Okay, the next time that we run a 2 and we're going to go on the next play, when Carla sets the pin down for Kayla, again, I want to throw the ball to the corner, and we're going to curl Kayla off it. And we're looking for the post feed. Then you pop out, Carla. You go to work on the post feed. Okay, you stay in Wickham. You go to the other guard. You have the 3. All right, here we go. Keep playing hard here.
Guy Malloy still positive here with his side still down by 21 points. Just tuning in, Shanice Swain out for the game, ice on her left knee, just to add to the injury woes for the Sydney Flames, which have just been constant, Laurie, throughout this whole season. We talked about Celeste Taylor and Emma Clark, and as well as Michaela Roof as well. Megan Huswaite is courtside. She was listening into the Bendigo Spirit, who with Abby Werrong in hot form can't connect, but they're in good form at the moment, and good touch, Megan.
Yeah, they absolutely are, and the message from Kennedy was about gang rebounding. He said that's when they've been at their best this season, but also this afternoon obviously kept Sydney to 40 points, so he wants to see that continue in the next 2.5 minutes heading into the final quarter.
Thanks very much, Megan. Casey Samuels called for the foul. Certainly didn't agree with the referee's call. She thought Kayla George might have added a bit of mayonnaise on the contact. Spirit called for the foul. They are in the bonus, so...
Oh, I think they'd rather take the 3 there. That was
much.
A well-executed play.
Agreed. Play on. Give us the 3. Play on.
That's right. I was really impressed with Guy Malloy's timeout there. He was very calm. He was very succinct, very positive. And what else can you be? I mean, they're down in numbers. People look a little tired out there. They're playing their hearts out. That was a great timeout from Guy.
Kayla George at the charity stripe with the Red Energy Arena finding their voice for this first semi-final. 80% free throw shooter this season. Kayla George, her 17th WNBL season. Game number 370 tonight. Hits both. Brancatisano back on the floor for Sydney. Big screen there from Whitcomb. Samuels in the corner. Werrong with the offensive rebound. Just under 2.5 to play in the third quarter. Sydney have actually scored more than Bendigo in this quarter, but Bendigo's still deadly from deep. And they don't come much more deadly from deep than Casey Samuels.
And how great has Burton been today, getting 2 feet in the paint and finding her open teammates. Some of these passes have been really impressive, but not just her. The whole of Bendigo are really finding each other, and what a great brand of team basketball.
12 of 27 from three-point land tonight, Bendigo. Haven't been afraid to put it up. Talia Tapai continuing to soldier on for Sydney. 16 points for her. Burton at the other end. Oh, hits the floor really heavily. Could hear Branca Asano asking if she was okay straight away. Luckily, Burton straight to her feet. That was heavy contact with the floor.
I've been so impressed with Burton all season. Not obvious. Ooh, that was a bit of a thud.
Yeah, it was.
To come into this lineup with Bendigo with all these experienced, high IQ players, you know, that are sort of 35 or above almost, and she's 24 years old, and she's leading them, and she's been such a good fit for this team. It's just the exact piece of the puzzle that they needed.
And this is why I love the WNBL so much, because we have imports who come over. Burton was just with the Connecticut Sun. She's come over from being a bench player, not really a confident three-point shooter. She's come in this league, she's improved her game, like you said, Laurie, taken over, taken charge as that point guard should. And she's been great from the three-point line this season. And that's why I love this league and the imports that we continue to bring in and develop.
Can I say another reason why we love this league, Beck and Ben, is that this weekend, a championship was won 40 years ago by the Coburg Cougars, 1985, and they are celebrating together that championship and watching finals games. So a shout out to them. How great is that, and the connections that you make playing in this wonderful competition.
That is epic. Hope they're enjoying those celebrations as Kayla George hits the two-pointer. Takes her tally to 14. She's 5 of 13 from the field tonight, Kayla G. Still holding that 19-point lead here, Bendigo. Sydney been able to stop the bleeding, at least, in this third quarter. Sammy Whitcomb, again aggressive, trying to drive to the rack, and will go to shoot 2 from the free throw line.
I asked Kennedy the other day when he lost that last game of the season whether, you know, he took much out of that. And he said yes and no, that this team, they're full of critical thinkers and they want to learn from every game. And the 3 losses that they had, it was similar things. They didn't quite pay attention to detail. And boy, I tell you what, they've rectified that in this game.
And sometimes as a player, when you've won so many games, if you're going to lose one, you want it to be in the regular season, but also it reminds you games aren't given to you. You have to earn them. So it might have been a blessing in disguise for the Bendigo Spirit.
Kelsey Griffin told SEN Radio during the week that the Canberra loss had helped the Spirit regroup and refocus, particularly on the practice court as well. They are on song today, a 19-point lead, just over a quarter to go. 12-second differential between game clock and shot clock here. Whitcomb, after a 20-point first half. Samuels from very deep, can't get it to go. Kelly Wilson with the one hand for the rebound. She's disappointed. The crowd even more disappointed, though, that it's a Sydney ball.
And Laurie, they are the hustle plays you were speaking about earlier. You have your smallest guard on the court going up for almost an AFL-like specky. But they're hustling, the 1%ers. That is the difference between winning and losing in finals games. And geez, I love the crowd getting around it. It's your 6th man on the basketball court, it really is. But I love this energy and hustle when they're up almost 20 points.
That's the thing for me, is that this margin doesn't make any difference. They are still going hard, and the much-loved Kelly Wilson, they would be right behind her if they thought that she was hard done by.
Yeah, normally pretty composed and doesn't show too much emotion on the floor, Kelly Wilson, but had a good chat with the ref there, arguing a case. Bendigo lose control. Pittman for another buzzer beater. She was fouled with a limited time left on the clock. Some more free throws coming up for Sydney.
Really good shot clock, or really good clock recognition by her to know that you know, there's only 0.4 seconds left, that when she got that steal, she had to throw something up, so very impressive.
Yeah, she's had a good season off the bench for the Sydney Flames, averaging the 6 points per game, stepping up in the absence of a couple of players across the last 5 games of the regular season, averaging 30 minutes per game, 9.6 rebounds. Defensively really strong. Connects again. And I don't think Bendigo will take any risks here. So that is three-quarter time. We turn for home with Bendigo 67, leading the Sydney Flames 48. Still a glimmer of hope for Sydney, but there's a lot of work to do in the fourth quarter, which is coming up on the other side of this from Red Energy Arena. One quarter left here at the Red Energy Arena. It's Bendigo 67, leading the Flames 49. It was a 21-16 third quarter in favour of Sydney, so able to reel in a little bit of that margin, but still a lot of work to do for Guy Malloy's side. A player who was synonymous with Bendigo for many years, had her jersey retired a few months ago, was Gabe Richards, and she's courtside with Megan Husways.
Well, we are standing right in front of Gabe Richards' retired jumper. You were part of the last Bendigo team to win a WNBL final. Today, you're watching a new generation. For some,
yeah, there's a couple of familiar faces out there, and they're playing an exceptionally, brilliant game today. So hopefully they're on their way to another one.
Were you hollering there when that call was against I heard you.
Yeah, I maybe got out of my seat a little bit. Yeah, that was questionable. Yeah.
Great to see you, Gabe, and Bendigo back in fight.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Megan Huswaite and Gabe Richards. Samuels can't connect. Griffin with the rebound. Speaking of rebounds, Gabe Richards was the top 10 rebounders in WNBL history. She was a player. Here's Werung. Lost control. Pittman is a player as well. She's having a big game here. Brancatisano can't connect. That really would have kick-started the Flames. The three ball that they needed at the start of this fourth quarter. Bendigo get the stop instead. Ben Waterworth with you alongside two-time WNBL champ Beth Cole and former Opals assistant Laurie Chiswick. Sloppy pass there, gives the Flames a chance. Pittman just lost control, and then Werung couldn't keep it in play. Laurie, what do you want to see from the Sydney Flames in these opening couple of minutes, because they've got 18 points to make up here?
Well, I think, I'm not sure if you talk about I don't think they've thrown in the towel by any means, but you still want to have a positive quarter, because this is a three-game series. And so they want to go into game two knowing, they won that last quarter, so they want to come out and be really positive and see if they, just like that, they can make a dent in this scoreline, but just come out and be competitive.
Brancatisano hits her first triple of the game, takes her tally to 7. Sydney back within 15. And they muster a few stops here. Burton inside, fouled by Tupaia.
And doesn't Burton love that move? Laurie was giving me an example here, but just the shimmy, making Izza just go off her line, and then she crosses over and attacks the rim. It is a nice move.
And it's so explosive, and she keeps the ball nice and low, pounds it into the ground so it comes back into her hands, and she's really controlled.
Talked about how much of an impact she'd made from the three-point line this season, Beck, Veronica Burton. So she's been going at 38% from three-point land, 47% from the field, and 84% from the charity stripe as well. 15 points per game, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. She can just do damage in multiple ways, Beck.
She really can. Having her on your team is just a massive asset. Not only can she score herself, she's creating for all the other amazing players on her team, as well as she gets up the floor. She has that dog in her, and that's why I really like her. And in the WNBA, that's what she was known for, is that straight-up, hard-nosed defender.
Pittman caught it after the Tupaia pass. Brancatisano has to put it up. 1 second left. Did put it up and missed. Shot clock violation. Round of applause from the Spirit fans. The #1 defensive team in the competition all season. Showing that determination on that play. Whitcomb back on the floor. Trying to get rid of the Martin defense. Works her way to the free throw line. Can't get that one to go, and Martin brings down the rebound. Played some good minutes in that third quarter, Caitlin Martin. George. Pittman. Martin with 10 to shoot. Puts it up. Can't get that one to go. 17-point lead for Bendigo. 7.5 to play in the fourth. Burton take on Tupaia. She gets the screen from Tolo, then kicks it out for Werung in the other corner. That one no good.
I liked Abby Werung at the awards dinner when she was, asked about being awarded 6th Woman of the Year and how great it was to play with these players. And she said, well, when people are guarding double, triple teaming Sammy, it's nice to get open and to be able to shoot the ball.
And it's a great recognition for Abby, but the other thing is, Beck, across most teams in the competition, she'd probably be a starting 5 player, but she's taken on this 6th role with aplomb and with great humility.
She really would, and I think that's like a few girls in the league. When you have such a stacked team, it is a group environment where you need to sacrifice sometimes, but that's how you're going to win. So I love that Abby has just really taken it on board, and she's come in, done what she does best, and she's really added to the depth of this Bendigo Spirit team.
And I think you'd have to put Casey Samuels in that same category as, when Kelsey Griffin was injured at the beginning of the season and awaiting her comeback. I think she missed 7 games. Samuels started, then she went to the bench, and again, she's just taken that role and really embraced it.
Foul is called. So the Sydney Flames have kept Bendigo just to 2 points in 3.5 minutes of action. Still have 17 points to make up, though, and time is starting to become an issue for them. 6 minutes 20 on the clock. Now we're going to have a look at Yamaya Morris here for the Flames. She's only played the 7 minutes so far in this game. Malloy opting for small ball. Can Morris deliver here? Brancatisano for Morris, hoping for a cut. Martin, Brancatisano with a good look for 3. Really wanted that one to drop. Morris, great offensive rebound, but then turned it over. And good luck catching KG.
Such good peripheral vision recognition by KG, just anticipation of where that next pass was going to go.
Remarkably, that is Kelsey Griffin's first points of the night. As Tupaia tries to work her way inside. It's a pretty nice luxury, though, for Coach Kennedy Kerryama. Kelsey Griffin has played a lot of minutes, her first points, but she's had the 12 rebounds tonight.
And that's what we just spoke about, sacrificing. No, it is not KG's night tonight to put 20 points on the board, but she's still got double figures in rebounds, like you said, but she's setting screens, she's getting deflection, steals, and that's the thing. Next game, it'll be her night, and that's what makes a great team.
5 to shoot here for Sydney. Tupaia gets the screen from Morris and tries to float it in from the free throw line. Deemed off the hands of the Flames. So Bendigo get the ball back on their defensive baseline with a 19-point lead. Timeout called here at the Red Energy Arena. Bendigo's 71, leading the Sydney Flames 52. For a quick and easy weeknight dinner that the whole family will enjoy, pick up a family pack of Latina fresh pasta and sauce. Ready in minutes and so delicious, there won't be any complaints at the dinner table. Find Latina Fresh in a chilled pasta aisle near you.
If they go under a pick and roll, stop behind it, we'll shoot it. We'll twist it and re-screen it. If they go over the top, hard roll, right? Get to the rim, roll with conviction, look to hit how big it'll roll. Right, lock in this play. Caitlin, you stay on Wickham, you go back to the two-guard. You'll have Burton, you'll have the other guy there. Okay, our next play, I want to run shakes, but get it deep. And on the second side, we're going to go kick, 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 kick. I want Kayla to set the first screen, and we finish with L action. Lift that up the floor. Here we go.
Coach Guy Malloy addressing his side. He said only a couple of weeks ago that he was actually gobsmacked that his team was able to reach the finals after they, quote, lost effectively every post player of any description. So it's been a remarkable performance from the players, but also, Laurie, from a coach's perspective, Guy has kept his cool and continued to fight on with the troops that he's got.
Well, I think, as you mentioned, he, along with Chris Lucas, the most experienced coaches in the WNBL. So if anybody is going to get this done with a limited lineup there, we saw that crossover again from Burton, is Coach Guy Malloy.
Let's head to Megan Huswaite courtside.
Ben, as you touched on, Bonnie D's getting a start today with the ball now in her first WNBL final. It's been a big week being named in the Sapphires World Cup squad, and that's exactly why Renee Garlop, assistant coach of Sydney, is coach of that team, and 4 players participating in the finals as well. Opal Bird from Bendigo, Saffron Shields, who we saw last night for Townsville, and also Kiara Wake from the Perth Leagues.
It's a pretty handy young team they've put together there. That under-19 training camp coming up in the not-too-distant future. Martin just keeps control. Morris almost wasn't expecting it. Dale from deep. No off target, and Sammy Wickham happy to see it out of bounds. 4.5 to play, and Sydney just haven't been able to get stops and then capitalise at the offensive end of the floor when they've had their opportunities.
Like you just said, Ben, they've been great. In that third quarter, they held Spirit to just 16 points. They've only made 5 points this quarter, but now what they need to do coming into the next game, like you said, Laurie, was play that style of game you want to go into the next semi-final game, but also is let's find more shooters. We're only at 55 points. We need to find more people to put points on the board.
That's Caitlin Martin on the floor. Hopefully she's okay. We were just speaking about the Sydney injuries before. Some contact there from Sammy Whitcomb.
Great anticipation by Martin to get herself right in the right position. Put her body on the line for the team.
Bit winded. She's fighting on. She's played an impressive second half. She also drew an offensive foul in the third quarter as well. Only 19 years of age, out of the Blue Mountains, Caitlin Martin. Playing some great minutes here in this semi-final. Here's Dees for Dale. Mid-range 2, drops for McKenna Dale.
Interestingly, Kennedy Kiriyama, Bendigo coach, is sticking to predominantly his starting lineup with this margin and 3.5 minutes to go.
Samuel's coming off the bench, the exception. She misses that three-pointer. Pittman, Dees, Pittman again. Sydney Young Guns having a run here. Morris, Dale with 7 to shoot. Morris sets the screen here for Dale to go to work. It's Dees on the outside. Just fumbled at the wrong time and then turned it over. Oh no, Dees emerged with it. And missed. Using up all the shot clock there, the Sydney Flames. Burton with a crossover. Blink and you miss it. Wilson, Whitcomb, 3.
You could see that coming, couldn't you, Beck? She's just leaning towards the right, getting that defender just slightly out of position, and then that left crossover onto the left.
Double-double for Sammy Whitcomb, 26 points, 11 rebounds for the MVP. Martin, interesting shot. Didn't quite come off, and here's the height of Morris and how useful it can be, and it leads to a second chance bucket. Bonnie Dees hits the 3.
Give credit to the Flames. They are battling. They're down by 16 now. You know, this game probably isn't winnable, but they're still out there fighting.
And with most, as Laurie mentioned, most of Bendigo's starting 5 out there, minus Kelsey Griffin. Pittman takes on Burton and draws the contact. And important minutes, all signs now pointing to the Bendigo Spirit certainly holding on for this win, but important minutes here, Beck, for this younger group of players as we see a timeout here to build some confidence for their own games ahead of a home semi-final in a couple of days' time.
It sure does. They are only going to learn experience like this woman right here, Sammy Whitcomb, with such another great three-pointer. But by playing more games, when you get on the floor, you get that opportunity. That's how you learn about the game. You really grow your IQ. And for them going back home onto their home court, it's really just going to give them, I think, that confidence that also Guy Malloy has instilled in them. But like we said, play the way you want to now. So then when it comes tip-off time, quarter 1, that you are raring to go.
I think for Sydney, the one thing I sort of worry a little bit about is that because they've had so many ins and outs, there's been players that have been playing some big minutes that probably wouldn't normally, and that accumulation, that fatigue that sort of, you know, goes and accumulates along the way. You can just see some of them are perhaps a little bit weary, but then again, it's finals time, and you just bring it no matter what.
And they're young. When you're young, you're not tired. So they just keep on going. Spring chickens.
Megan Huswaite was listening in to Kennedy Kerryama and the Bendigo Spirit.
Well, and the messaging from Kennedy was around finishing this game the way they want to start game 2 in Sydney during the week. A little bit disappointed with how the last stretch of this game has unfolded. So just wanting to finish this on the strongest note possible. It'll be interesting to see whether some of the bench comes on in the last 2 minutes, given what this lead is, and that, of course, this is a series.
Thanks very much, Megan. And they've won the second half here, the Sydney Flames. Been a strong second half from them. Sharing the ball around here, Bendigo. 4 to shoot. Burton can't get that one to go. Dale brings down the rebound.
And again, Sydney have had no time to make adjustments with Swain out.
Yeah.
You know, she went down in the first half there, so they've done a really good job considering all things considered.
So no luck. The Flames have a lot of knee injuries this season. Dale can't connect from the mid-range too. It's been, in this second half, 32 to 25 in favour of the Sydney Flames. Samuels can't connect on the 3. Final 70 seconds and counting here at the Red Energy Arena. Pittman loses their footing. Hopefully she's straight back to her feet. Sammy Whitcomb got one final highlight left in her. Morris, decisive rejection. A terrific season defensively, Yamaya Morris. Dale, Pittman, Morris catches and draws the contact. Count the points, and she'll head to the line for an extra at both ends of the floor, impressing there Yamaya Morris.
Well, I liked how that pass was high in the air. Get it up, let her use her length, her athleticism, even though she is a bit proppy right now, but she was able to catch that and finish strongly and finds herself at the line.
So we'll see a couple of Bendigo bench players have a run here. Wilson takes a seat. Whitcomb also comes from the floor, as does Mariana Tolo. Big round of applause from the Bendigo faithful here at the Red Energy Arena. Morris completes the three-point play. And that's now 37 points in this second half to 25 in favour of the Sydney Flames.
And that's something Guy Malloy will be really happy about and will really pump his team up with for Game 2.
Does set us up nicely for Game 2, which is coming on Thursday night. Desperation there from the Flames. They win the basketball back. Pittman for Dale, and their hot run continues. Can you believe it? They've got this to under 10 points.
Unbelievable.
So brave as they have been all season, the Sydney Flames. But this is a real win for their depth. Carla Pittman and McKenna Dale, and Maya Morris, Martin, and then Dees and Brancatisano both started tonight as well. All of them have contributed on the scoreboard. Simpson having some minutes here for Bendigo. She brings the ball into the front court. It's all been Sydney in this second half, but Bendigo set up another convincing win with an almighty first half blitz. And they go 1-0 in this semi-final series. 76-67 winners over the Sydney Flames. An early statement from them in this Signet WNBL final series. And Sammy Whitcomb set the tone early, 20 first half points. And again, another fast start, Laurie and Beck from Bendigo, ultimately setting up their 19th victory of this WNBL season, Laurie.
And they needed to, you know, they wanted to make a statement in front of their home fans. You know, finals are so important when you play at home, and they set themselves up, so they were emphatic in that first half.
And it's a whole new ball game. Like George said, it doesn't matter what happened in regular season now. Finals is such a different game, and the Spirit, they just showed tonight why they were the minor premiers. And although Coach Kennedy said he wasn't too pleased with how it ended, it did become a bit scrappy, and credit to the Flames, but Spirit will be so happy that they got Game 1 notched under their belt.
Big round of applause from the Spirit for their fans. Good attendance here on a Sunday afternoon at the Red Energy Arena. Finished the regular season on top, 18-3, had 9 consecutive wins before a final round loss to the Caps. They've come in with some terrific momentum. The Flames, conversely, coming in with a lot of losses in the lead up to the finals. They battled admirably today, but still going down to the Bendigo Spirit. Their superstar, Sammy Whitcomb, has had a big contribution again, and she's with Megan Huswaite courtside. Megan.
Well, Sammy, it's been 10 long years since Bendigo won a final. It was worth the wait.
Yeah, super excited to be part of this. You could tell the fans, you know, showed up for us. We're really excited about the moment too. So yeah, that was just one game, but we're thrilled that we were able to do that here.
How important was it to continue the theme of what has been Bendigo's campaign, and that was everyone getting involved? We saw you start early, and obviously you led scoring to be player of the game, but we saw everyone get involved. It was very Bendigo.
Yeah, I mean, we rely on everybody for sure. It's really, it's a part of how we play. It's how we like to play. We get excited when other people get going. It's the brand that we want to keep playing. So I think it was great to start the game that way, where everybody was contributing.
What about how you ended the game? I did hear Kennedy say late he wanted you to end the game how you want to start it next time. We know Sydney fought, and another injury today with Swain, but they got it back to 9 points. They were tough.
Yeah, credit them, and we knew that they would make adjustments at halftime. Obviously not the way that we wanted to probably play that second half. I thought we got good looks a lot of times, and they stopped dropping like they did. I would say it would more be the defensive effort, the rebounding. I think the 1%ers, we probably let ourselves down in that second half, so we'll make those adjustments.
And finally, you've got some little fans watching as well. Do you want to say hi to your boys?
Yes, hi Nashi, hi Reeve, hi Kate. Love you.
Well done, Sammy. We'll see you in Sydney.
Thank you.
Sammy Whitcomb with another brilliant performance, but to do it at the start of this final series as well, Beck, and to set the tone is inspirational for the rest of her teammates.
It really has. She has this amazing experience. She reads the game so well. She came with lights out fashion as per normal, and you know, she's just growing with confidence. And like Laurie said earlier, she's loving having her family closer, and when you're off court, it's really filling up your cup. You do just play better on court.
She had 20 points in the first half, Sammy Whitcomb, to set the tone. Not the night for the Sydney Flames would have wanted. Tully Tapia is with Megan Huswaite.
Well, T, Sydney back in finals action, and you too, which is great to see. And that was tough. I mean, you've gone down by 9 points, but really epitomised how you've played all year.
Yeah, I mean, we deal with adversity. It's professional sport and we're professional athletes. So we just keep moving on. We go back home. The second half showed what we're capable of, only 9 points. It's exciting and fun, so we can't wait to go back home and play another game.
Now, it is professional sport, but my goodness, has there been black cats spotted, broken mirrors, ladders, another injury today with Swain? Have you ever seen anything like it? You've been a pro for a long time. I mean, this injury run's been horrible.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate for us. We don't get Michaela Roof or Emma Clark, who could really help us. Today, unfortunately, Swainey goes down, but we just do our recovery, go back home and get her ready.
And it was really sad to see her in tears on the bench. I know you were out there, but I'm sure you'll go into the rooms now and get around her and give her some love. And look, who knows, hopefully she might be able to get out there in game 2. But, yeah, very sad to see.
Yeah, we'll get around her and she'll be right to go.
Love that from you, T. You've heard it here from Talia Tapia. She'll be right to go. T, thanks for your time after a loss, and we look forward to seeing you go at it again in Sydney.
Cool, thank you.
Thanks. See ya.
16 points tonight for Talia Tapia. She continued to fight on despite the adversity that her team faced. Laurie Chiswick, she is a danger when she's in rhythm, and she's got the hot hand. There's a few more dangerous players in the WNBL than Talia Tapia.
Well, she can sometimes just have a mindset of being a facilitator. She's got such a high basketball IQ. She sees the floor really well. But in fact, she is a great scorer, and she brought that today, and she needs to bring that. Even if Swain comes back, she needs to have that scoring mentality herself, because she can be deadly, and she can use her body so well, too, her strength.
She was really important across all 4 quarters, but great second half from Sydney. They outscored Bendigo 39-25 in that second half, and just gives the Flames a little bit of a glimmer of hope and some confidence back, and some momentum heading into Thursday night's game where they get in front of their home fans, and that's going to hopefully give them a little bit of advantage that they need.
It will. And speaking of fans, Ben, I really just want to point out is how good is what we're seeing on the screen right now. We have to be one of the only professional leagues who we stay around, we meet our fans, we sign signatures, we get to know the people who show up for us day in, day out, and it really just does put a smile on my face. Because, Laurie, we were those little kids one day, and this can really make their day and change what they want to do with their lives, being a professional athlete.
One of the hottest signatures, no doubt, out there is Kelly Wilson after her 473rd WNBL game. She's with Megan.
Oh, 473rd game today, Kelly Wilson, and how nice to celebrate that with a finals win.
Yeah, obviously we wanted to come away with the win in game 1, but a fair few things to work on there in the second half. We knew that Sydney wouldn't go down without a hard second half, so we'll look to the drawing board again tomorrow and refocus for game 2.
What will be on the drawing board? Just what are the immediate thoughts?
That's a great question. I think we're going to have our coaches watch a fair bit of video over the next 24 hours and let us know. There's obviously a lot of things we could have fixed in that second half, but they played a bit smaller, so we probably need to make our adjustments with that.
How does it feel to see all these fans on the court? They made so much noise today. Bendigo back in finals after a decade. We know you helped lead them to the first 2 championships. This is what it's all about, and Bendigo are back where they belong.
Absolutely amazing, and that's one of the, the things I've been looking forward to most weeks, is seeing the Bendigo community show up for us, and they certainly did. They were here loud and proud, and we just hope that we can continue that throughout the final series if we get back at home again.
Did you think you'd play in another final? Because your last finals campaign was cut short when you were at the Caps, and you just were on the verge of breaking the record, and COVID hit, and the series against Perth was called off, and obviously there's been a few years since then. So did you think you'd get back here?
I think when you've been around as long as I am, you start to realise how hard it is to actually consistently make finals and get deep into the finals. So you never know. You obviously hope. Part of my reason for coming back to Bendigo was to try and help be a part of what made this club successful again. So the fact that we're playing in a finals campaign right now is, one of those goals ticked off.
Life's a bit different from last time Bendigo played in a final and you led them to those back-to-back titles. You're still working full-time as a teacher and you're a mum to little teddy bears, so it's a busy life being the games record holder of the WNBL.
Yeah, certainly added a few additions to my life, but, you know, I wouldn't still be here playing if I didn't enjoy it, and I think that's what's been the best thing about this season, is that we've enjoyed each other's company and we've enjoyed being out on court together.
And just finally, how much do you love playing with and enjoy being a teammate of Veronica Burton?
Look, I enjoy every single one of my teammates this season, but she's absolutely incredible. She brings it week in, week out, not just defensively because that's what she's known for, but offensively she's a powerhouse as well. So to share the backcourt with her this season's been a real privilege.
She's the baby of the starting five too. She was just 3 when you began your WNBL career, so you're welcome, Callie Wilson.
Thanks for that little bit of information. That's exactly what I needed.
Hey, but the winged eyeliner is still going strong in 400.
Even in this hot weather.
Yeah.
Even in this.
It stayed very well. Great job today, Cal. We'll see you in Sydney.
Thank you.
Strong face-to-face drive-by from Megan Huswaite to finish up our broadcast here in the WNBL semi-finals. Let's have a look at some of the game highlights from the Red Energy Arena. We have to remember that Sydney, halfway through the first quarter, made a good start, led us by 13 points to 8. But Laurie, what did you see from Bendigo in particular at that moment, halfway through the first quarter? They flipped it really, really quick. They went into quarter time with a 27 to 15 lead. What did you think it was off the back of what they did well?
Well, you know, I don't think it's a matter of, at that stage, flicking a switch. I just think a good team's a good team, and eventually it's going to rise to the top, and it just did probably sooner than Sydney wanted. But for me, it was all about the spread of scoring, the movement of the ball, the involvement of the whole team, offensively and defensively. And, of course, Sammy Whitcomb, the way she brought it in that first quarter.
She certainly did. And, you know, Kelsey Griffin-Beck said during the week that she hopes that the Bendigo Spirit can change the perception of what a WNBL athlete should be. She said, Kelly is still impacting the game at 41. I'm doing it at 37. Sammy takes home the MVP at 36, and I'm hoping we show that there is no time limit to a professional female athlete's career. You played last season with the most experienced roster. You won a championship with the most experienced roster, and we saw today how valuable experience is in for semi-finals.
I couldn't love that quote more if I tried, Ben. Kelsey Griffin, she's right. Age is just a number. If you've still got it, you still have the passion, you're still working hard to be the best version of yourself on and off the court every day. Honestly, I'm even lost for words right now. But it's limitless what you can do. And I think, like you just said, it really has shown the expertise that they have of all 4 of those starting players, besides the baby that Meg's commented to Wilson, it's just astonishing what they can do. And I think it showed expertise can really put a nail in the coffin to end games.
Another double-double for Sammy Whitcomb tonight with the 26 points and 11 rebounds. Veronica Burton, we spoke about her at halftime, 19 points and the 4 assists, also multiple steals as well. From a Sydney perspective, Kayla George did start the first quarter strong. She really strong in that first quarter. Ended up with 14 points for the game. Just shots weren't dropping, Laurie, for the Sydney Flames. Basically, from the moment Bendigo started their blitz, Sydney just a little bit inaccurate from the field.
Yeah, their three-point shooting wasn't what their season average is, and they, you know, continued to take them because they were playing small ball and they didn't get to the line that much. But, you know, that's something that could switch around the next game for sure, that three-point shooting. They've been good in the second half of the season.
What about from a Sydney mindset heading in, Beck? And we wait to see the diagnosis on Shanice Swain and if she'll be right to go. Hopefully she is, but from a Sydney mindset perspective, how important is it then to quickly refocus as well? They've got to get back home. 1-0 down in a semi-final series. How important is it to reset as ASAP?
Like Juppé has said, you go back, you recover, you go to the drawing board, we watch film, and we move on to the next game. But I think if I was Guy Malloy, I would be really impressed with what those young guns did. They just never gave up. They had a never say die attitude, and they brought the game back. So using that momentum, go into that first quarter back home with your home court advantage and really show what you've been about and prove why you finished 4th.
A little bit of time left here in our broadcast, so let's look back at Monday night's WNBL Awards, and what a fantastic night it was for the Bendigo Spirit. We talked about Sammy Whitcomb as well, but they had multiple members in the all-first and the all-second WNBL teams as well. We can have a look at that. Sammy Whitcomb as the Susie Bakovic medalist. She also made the WNBL first team. Burton in the second team, Kelsey Griffin in the second team as well. And as you mentioned, Laurie, Kelsey missed a big chunk of the season at the start, so that's testament to her still able to get in the all-WNBL second team.
Well, she is just somebody that doesn't matter when she sort of resurfaces. She missed some games and she's had a few seasons where she's had a little bit of injury problems. So to see her play and to be influential in this last part of the season has been fantastic, and a great recognition in that second team.
And 4 Perth Lynx players across those two teams as well. Shannon Seabohm, I think, was a fantastic Coach of the Year award winner as well. He's won it multiple times as well. We've talked about Abby Werung, and then 2 Townsville Fire players, Abby Ellis, Betty Watson, Breakout Player of the Year award. That was a really hotly contested award as well, Beck. And Lauren Cox, Defensive Player of the Year as well. 3 Townsville Fire players as well. Let's have a look at the WNBL fixture for this semi-final series. 1 game of both series done now. The Townsville Fire, what a win it was, 92-87 last night over the Perth Lynx, and Bendigo getting the win 76-67. Just maybe a word on Townsville and Perth, because they play first on Wednesday, Beck. What an opportunity for Townsville to go 2-0 and qualify for a final series on their home floor.
They'll be raring to go. They lost their end of season regular game to Perth, and trust me, they're not letting that happen again. They want to get this semi-final done in 2.
Can Perth bounce back, Laurie, away from their home floor?
Well, Perth have shown over and over they're a bit of a surprise package. They can do whatever. If they get their game rolling, their fast break, their 3-point shooting, it's anybody's game.
And from a Bendigo perspective, are you expecting them to go 2-0, Beck? They were pretty strong early tonight, weren't they?
They are. They just have so many people on the floor that can do so many great things on both ends. So I think they're going to get it done.
Great to have Beck Cole and Laurie Chiswick alongside me here for this WNBL semi-finals coverage. On behalf of those two and our Megan Hustwaite and our entire hard-working team behind the scenes, this is Ben Waterworth signing off from Red Energy Arena. Bendigo Spirit go 1-0 in their semi-final series against the Flames. Game 2 coming up on Thursday night. Before that, Perth and Townsville in Townsville before that. Bendigo 76, Sydney 67. Good night.